Alright guys, you guys are here. Alright, so almost done with my daughter's DR10. So today we're going to do rebuild the shocks, front and rear, because they are pretty leaky. I did notice these O-rings that go on top is definitely torn on her old one. So I got a shock rebuild kit. It's the 12mm shock rebuild. The V2, part number is 91491. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take these shocks apart, get the content out of the bag, and then rebuild. I'll be using the tool that comes with the kit in your tool bag. That's some slime, and I'll be using 70 weight for the rear and 40 weight for the front. I'm gonna just go ahead and just do these two. These are the rear. Just do these two with the 70 weight for now on camera. Then let's go ahead and knock out the front. Off camera is not a super long video. It'll be the same process for front and rear. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do the rear shocks, and that'll wrap it up for the suspension. The last thing we'll do with this car is just do the diffs, and then we'll get some testing. All right, so we go ahead and get the content out, and then get the video going. All right, so now it's time to just take the shock apart. So pull the spring back, and you can just pop the boot out just like that. All right, take your time. They will come right out. I like to put it, if you're not too sure where it goes, I just like to line them up so you kind of have an idea of the order. You should go back in. You can see some of these shocks. They're leaking. You can see right up here at the top. So I know definitely that O-ring from the top needs to be replaced. But I'm just going to do the whole thing. All right. Wipe this shock down real quick. I'm gonna pull the other one out as well. Okay, you can just line it up just like that as well. So you have an idea how it goes. Sometimes when I first did the shocks and stuff back in the day, I used to take a picture of every item so I know how everything goes back in. That way, you don't lose anything. All right, so I'm going to pop the top off, and I'm gonna go dump the shock oil out. So you slide the tool right here in the little groove, and then you can probably just use like a little screwdriver or something just to pop the top. Had that a little tight. Here we go. All right. Go ahead, dump it out. Then do the second one. Slide it in. We can hopefully have everything in the camera. Go ahead, pop it. All right. And looking at these O-rings, I could definitely see where it is it's flattened or got cut. So I'm gonna go ahead and my little X-Acto knife, pop that out on both of them, so I can see it in the camera. Right here on the top, it is flat. And that's probably exactly where we're having the leak. All right. The second one. Yep. Yeah, they both are crushed. All right, drop that over there. All right, so now we need to get this part here off. Now, people normally have like a shock shaft tool. I don't. So I usually just get a pliers and do it. I mean, like, it's probably the wrong way to do it, but it's just what I have. I could probably put it in between a little shop rag and just clamp down and try to, but it wouldn't work that way. So again, this is not really the right way to do it, but this is how I'm going to do it because I don't have that tool. So if you have a shock shaft tool, that'll be perfect, guys, but I don't. So use what I got, guys. I'm gonna use what I have. Try to keep everything in the camera. I'm sorry if I'm off camera. So I got that out. You can slide the shock shaft out like that. And if you were looking to shorten the shock on the travel, this is basically how you would do it. So you did those same steps, and then what you do is you slide your fuel tubing and whatever down in here, and then you put it back together, and it will shorten your shock. All right, I'll have a video on that as well. All right, so here we go. I have to get up in here so I can get the, let's see if I could, all right, maybe not. Let's see. All right, let's put that loose real quick, and then unscrew it. Now, I've never rebuilt a shock, so I am going to put it in the order in which I took it out. That way I know the order to put it back in. So, taking the cap off. There's nothing in there. All right. And then I see a red O-ring right there. It wasn't leaking on the bottom, but I'm just gonna replace all that stuff. There's a red O-ring. Then there's a black washer. All right, has another red O-ring. Sorry if I wasn't in the camera, guys. Another red O-ring, and then there's a black one on top. Now the black one on top has like a step down, and the second one is just a regular flat one. Like I said, it didn't leak on the bottom, but I'm going to replace it all anyways, just so I know everything is 100%. So I'm going to remove the same pieces and line them up in the same order. Again, I hope you guys can see that in the camera. I'm trying to keep everything nice and focused. Open up this bag. Bring it up a little bit, guys. So I just can verify I'm actually not in focus. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. All right. So again, this is how it came out, and I'm putting it back in the same order. It's my first time doing it, so I am going to make sure I keep everything in the same order, guys, so I don't lose track and I forget how it goes back together. Like that. One goes here. And then get another one. This stuff is in there. All right, so that is how they go back in. Okay, same order. All right, so go ahead, put the first one back in. I messed that one up. Hold on, guys. All right. All right, one, I got the O-ring. Put a little slime in there. Use my tool. I think I took too much slime. All right, now I put this black other washer's a little bigger than the step down. Slide that in. All right, and then put the red. Put a little more on the outside of that. All right. Then go ahead and put the bottom back on. Again, I'm hoping I'm in the camera view. I'm sorry if I'm not always focused. Oops. All right. Go ahead and tighten that down. Little snuggie. All right, so got that in there. And I'll put the shock shaft through. A little bit of this on the end so it doesn't snag or tear on anything going through. Again, I think I'm keep coming out of the camera view. All right, so then you just slide it on through. Take your time. It should just pop right on through, just like that. All right, boom, just like that, guys. So then now you put the end on it. And then you're pretty much set. Again, try to get a shock shaft tool. I don't have one, so I may end up scratching my shock shaft, but I'm gonna clamp it pretty good so it doesn't slide. So go ahead and thread that back on up. All right, so I pretty much got that done. All right, like I said, these are the old ones that came out. All right, I'll put this one to the side for now, and then I'm gonna do the second one real quick. This one should be a little quicker. Again, hopefully I get most of the steps, or at least all the steps on camera. Put that there, and then pull the cap off at the bottom. I need a little assistance. Take my time. I'm not gonna grab it too hard, just enough to break it loose, just like that. Get that out. All right. Now, same order. It has, oops, sorry. It has a red. This black. All right. Another red. And then another black one. This one here has the step. All right. So then go ahead and take it off of here. There. And the step. And you get 2 washers out. 1, 2. All right. Put them in the same order, guys. All right. So then go in reverse. Now, like I said, the step, which is the, you guys can see it, has a little smaller diameter that goes to the front of the shock. All right. Guide that in, make sure it's flat. All right. And then put the red O-ring. take the black washer. Oh, this one has, I need to trim the ends of this one. Part of the little shock tower thing was on there. Trim that off so it doesn't get stuck. There we go. All right, slide right in there. Okay, and now for the O-ring. And don't forget your slime, guys. All right, you put your cap on. Oh, between these two shocks, I have everything focused on camera so you guys can see exactly what happened. Let's go ahead and tighten that down. Boom. All right. Now for the shaft, go ahead, put some grease on the threads. When it goes through, it doesn't catches or snag on anything. All right. Just take your time. Slide on through. Don't force it. Just take it easy. You know, go right through just like that, nice and easy. All right. Again, I'll keep repeating it. Kind of know somebody's gonna say it, but if you have a shock shaft tool, it's great. But I don't, so just do what I got. All right. There we go. So that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to measure both of them, make sure they're the same length as well, because that would definitely interfere with your shocks and the way it performs. Make sure everything is nice and even. So I'm just go ahead and just put the shock oil in there. Well, actually, let me go ahead and put the outer O-ring on there. Nice and easy. There we go. They're both on. All right, so we go ahead and fill up with the 70 weight. These are the rear shocks. I'll measure the shocks later on. Just want to go ahead and finish up the video with the procedure on the shock rebuild. Oops. Might be too much, but we'll see. All right. Let that set for a second. Let that sit for a few, and then get back with you guys and finish it off. All right, so this is about ready. I'll move the shock piston up a bit. All right, and then I'll take the cover, the cap, go ahead and tighten it down. Not too much, just a good snug. All right. Now just checking to see that the shock has full travel. or if it, you know, gets bind up. Well, looks pretty good, guys. It goes pretty much all the way in. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that down with my hands. All right. I'm gonna do the rest, do the same to the next one. I'll try to keep it the same feel. Trying to get both shocks to feel as even as possible. All right. Make sure it doesn't get locked up or anything like that. Feels pretty good. A little bit of a rebound, not too bad. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just tighten it down. We should be good to go, guys. All right. And these shocks should no longer be leaking. So these are the stuff that came out of the bottom of the shock. So it's probably good, but I'm gonna just get rid of it because this DR10 was the very first set that came out. So let's go ahead and just discard all of these. And I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the front shocks, but that's off camera, so I can just knock it out and be done with it. I just want to show you guys how to do the shocks. The front and rear will be the same process. So again, to put the rest of the parts together, you just again have it all in the same order. Like that, just spring, and then just put that. You're good to go. It's pretty much, shock is done. All right. Again, guys, thanks for watching as usual, man. I'll get you guys in the next one.